Yes, guys, welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. It feels like it's been a few days. It's me and Dean to review the game week so far and the game week ahead. Dean, we're halfway through the game week. How's it going?
Well, it's going good, isn't it? Going good for everyone. It feels like
Feels like
everyone's got loads of points. I was actually saying in the members' WhatsApp chat that it feels like a week when I could get like 80 points and get a red arrow or something. Like the scoring is just like so high at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got 54 points off 4 players.
Oh, what? You've only had 4 players play?
Had 4 players, yeah.
Mate, tonight's a big one for you then.
Yeah, tonight is a big one. Yeah, today's a big day. Obviously, this is a weird show to be doing because we're right in the middle of all the games and stuff. But it's been such a good weekend so far that there's plenty to talk about. Kevin says he got 53 points off 3 players.
Jesus, I mean, Salah captaincy helps, but that was only 32 points. So, you've done well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have gone above me. So what are you on? 66 points.
I've got fewer to play though. I've got 5 to play, so I've still
got
had
return. You've only had 1 not return. So you had Cunha not return, and I had Dean Henderson, my new goalkeeper, not return. So you've still got a couple of players that have actually come up that I haven't had yet. And you got your Foden 6 points and your Rico Lewis clean sheet and your Trent extras. So you've got those in the bag at least. Whereas I'm hopeful, but you never know, do you? So. Yeah, interesting. Thanks everyone for jumping on today. We appreciate it wherever you are. What did you make of the Liverpool game, mate? Obviously, you've got your Trent returns, which I hate it every time he does it.
I've been saying for months though that they're coming. Like I'm bloody due, but yeah, that was nice. I mean, mate. I mean, I in England. The TV games were the Man City game, and then the Liverpool game. So many in England, if you're watching from the UK, let us know if this is you. You probably watched those 2 football matches and not the 3 o'clocks. Watching 90 minutes of Man City and then watching 90 minutes of Liverpool, boy, are those teams in different places. Like City had the easier opposition, arguably, right, in Leicester.
Yeah.
And boy, do they still look so short. And I know this time last week I was saying, look, I think they might be looking better. Maybe we can invest in a Foden. Maybe we can start a Lewis. They were bad still. And Liverpool, they look like they've been playing for this manager for a good sort of 18 months, not 6. I think it's so impressive how fast they've hit the ground.
Well, wasn't he just really benefited from the place they were already in, though? He hasn't had to do too much, maybe.
He's made them better.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you feel like they're better? Because they're better defensively, that's for sure. They're better in possession, and their build-up plays a little bit slower. It's less rock and roll. It's less sort of...
Yeah, he's improved it.
It's good.
He's definitely improved it. But I don't know how good Liverpool are because nobody else is any good. That's problem.
A very good observation. If Chelsea are the second best team, that's saying a lot.
Chelsea and Nottingham Forest are their main competitors, and maybe Arsenal. Man City aren't there to set the bar anymore, so I don't know how good they actually are. Look, Liverpool kind of deserve this because they've worked so hard in the past to get into title races and got 90 odd points and still come second. So they've been hard done by before in title races with Man City. But this is, they're running away with it. I'm not sure if it's because they're that good or because everyone else just isn't that good. I know it's harsh because they are good, but I just don't feel they've got any proper competition at the moment.
I mean, in years gone by, we've had Arsenal running City close. If that Arsenal team from last season or even the season before, if we saw that Arsenal this year, it's not plain sailing for Liverpool. But we've seen a dip at Arsenal, probably because of the Odegaard injury early on, and then we've had both Gabriel and Saliba miss games, and they're just not quite as dynamic in attack as they have been. And then you look at all the other teams, as you say, and United are worse, Spurs are worse, Chelsea, Chelsea.
I think Arsenal at their best last season were probably better than Liverpool now.
Team.
Yeah, I agree. And I've even seen Liverpool fans saying we've had better teams than this that haven't won the league in the last few years. And it's probably true. Of course,
it once.
Of course. I think Liverpool have enough attacking depth compared to others. Example, Jota. That's the thing with Jota. They don't even have to rush him into the lineup at the moment.
It's great.
He's getting extra recovery time and easing himself in where you thought you'd probably need him back in there. That's exactly where Joseph said, if you aren't sure, Dean, check out the Champions League table. Do you know what, though? I think this right across Europe, there aren't that many good teams at the moment. There aren't. Like Barcelona and Real Madrid, like very unconvincing that Atletico Madrid have been able to catch them. In Italy, you're looking at Atalanta and Napoli kind of setting the standard. Even in France, PSG aren't really having it all their own way. Bayern Munich are top, but they're not that far ahead of Bayer Leverkusen, and they're not looking that convincing. I think that Liverpool fans are going to hate me. Across really poor season. I think that this was really low.
It's like the year Leicester won it. There's like it's that year where everyone slumps at the same time.
But the good thing, mate, is we've all got Salah. So
yeah. And what a captaincy option we've got. Like, we're stupid for thinking outside the box sometimes. Like, you and I have both been close to Palmer weeks, and like at the moment, it's got to be set and forget. Like, I look at Salah's next few weeks, and the fixtures aren't like optimal. They're not amazing, but they're so good. They're still so good because it's Salah. Man United at home. And then when he goes to Forest away and Brentford away, they're two tough away trips, 21 and 22. Yeah. But we're still going to captain him in those weeks. Palmer's got Palace and Bournemouth those 2 weeks. Like, I'm still captaining Salah.
Yeah. Look, Salah is absolutely different class at the moment. And this is the thing. So when you're looking at Liverpool from a positive perspective, which I'm being asked to do by a couple of people in the chat, Mo Salah is like the growth of him again this season has been like so good to see. The little nutmeg and stuff that he did in that 5, like that, I don't even know what he did. Like I still can't figure it. You have to watch it in slow motion to figure out how he's getting into those moments. He's playing out of this world. Probably is the best player in Europe at the moment, which is, you know, considering where we thought Salah was at the start of the season. We're like, oh, he's just playing in these wide areas, not really getting involved in the games and stuff. Top goal scorer in the Premier League, top assist maker in the Premier League, undeniably the best captain and asset in this game. So that's been great.
Have you
Trent,
ever
while I knock Trent
in Europe at the moment? Have you ever used that term with Salah before? Because you talk about this a lot on ranks. Like, I don't think I've ever said Salah's the best player in Europe at the moment. There's always been a Messi, Ronaldo, but even then like a Benzema or this is the first time we've ever said it, isn't it?
Yeah, we might have said it a few years ago, but I guess it depends where someone like Mbappe was at the time, where Messi was at the time, where Vinicius was at the time. At the moment, there's not really anyone that's jumping out of me that is in better form and also has that pedigree that Salah has. Like, there are probably one or two across Europe that could match him in terms of form. I mean, if you look at Ademola Lookman this season at Atalanta, he's been brilliant. But
I've compared the year.
Yeah, but is he as good as Mo Salah? No, he's not. And the other thing I think is really important when we're looking at Salah, if I'm looking for like a like-for-like comparison, I'll be looking at Son at Tottenham and thinking where they are in their career and what they should be offering their team.
Yeah.
And Son, since his injury, has fallen away. Like, he's completely fallen away. And I feel like that is quite sad to see Sonny just be a shadow of himself. Like, even his pen at the weekend, like, you know,
I've never seen him miss a pen.
It's so unconvincing, and like, he's not used to this. So that's why I do think Salah deserves a lot of credit. That he's the ultimate. I mean, him and Son, actually, in terms of professionalism, they kind of set the bar, because you never hear of anything in their private lives like distracting them. You look, they're always doing extra training. They've always just like looked after themselves absolutely perfectly. And Salah has just continued to elevate. And I personally don't think this is the last season we've got of Mo Salah. I think that we'll get another season of Mo Salah at Liverpool, because I don't think Liverpool can afford to let this version of Mo Salah go. He is irreplaceable now. At the start of the season, I didn't think he was irreplaceable. I thought we were getting to the stage where he's been great, but you've had the best of him, and now you can move on. I've changed my mind. I don't think you can move on from Mo Salah at this moment in time. They need to get that contract sorted. And I still think it's way more important. Yeah, it's more important than getting Trent on a new contract, for sure. Like,
what do you make of that? What did you make of that? The celebration? Because Bellingham did that at Dortmund just before he left. Like, it doesn't mean he's staying, but did you... What's your take on that?
I think it's like I'm drowning out all the noise. Like, I'm focused on what I'm doing, because Slot afterwards says, you know, you've seen his response to the goal. You know, we're still talking to him. It's like, well, no, he didn't say that's not what he was saying. It was very unclear what his actual intentions were with that. So I I don't believe he definitely wants to stay. I think that there's a big dilemma here because he's such a Liverpool favourite and the fans obviously want him to stay, but they can tell that he's considering this. And there's obviously the potential he leaves for free after all these years.
That's
Losing
the bit that gets
Trent
me.
for free.
He should be protecting the club. You would have thought you protect the club by having some sort of clause in your contract and signing a new deal, but you can go for X.
It's just crazy,
you don't expect
right?
that from a local lad.
I obviously knock Trent a lot as an FPL asset, and it's mainly because of his price point, and I don't like it. But I tell you what, like the way this guy's picking out passes is unreal.
It's very Real Madrid.
It is a bit Real Madrid. I mean,
it's very.
I don't know what his position. I don't know what position he is these days. Like I don't know that if he is a right back. I don't know if he's a deep lying playmaker. I'd probably call him a deep lying playmaker, and maybe you just have to say right back is his position where he does that from.
Yes,
but
quarterback, but from right back, because we saw Gareth playing it as a DM, and that was not a successful experiment.
I don't think he is a DM because he's not defensively minded. He's not going to. If you look at Rodri as a DM or something, like Trent's a million miles from that because he doesn't want to be
back. He doesn't want to be facing his own goalkeeper, does he?
No, he doesn't want to be reading stuff. Also, he wants to be thinking about once I get the ball, what am I finding? Like he's like, where's my radar heading? And the outside of the boot passes to Salah and stuff like that are just ridiculous. The kind of passes Beckham would be pulling off. Like if David Beckham was playing now, where would David Beckham play? I don't know.
Yeah. Because there's no 4-4-2 for Becks on the right midfield.
Trent should be
not a front player.
Trent should be a 1998 right midfielder. That's what he should be.
He's Beckham, isn't he? Darren Anderton.
These players don't exist, so it's difficult to work out the position. But for all the knocking I've done of Trent, like I can't deny right now that he's an asset that I am envious of when I see him in people's teams. But get your comments in, people. We are going to have a lot of time for questions today, aren't we? Because we are in between games and we can start to look ahead. Maybe you're thinking about when to use your new wild card. Maybe you're already starting to think about that assistant manager chip. Maybe you're trying to figure out who's going to be the informed team of January. Whatever it is, let us know. Me and G will do our best to answer.
Yeah, exactly, guys. The show, as always, is about you lot. And I'm enjoying our football chat, by the way, which is a little bit away from FPL. But as always, everything we talk about football related kind of links back to FPL, i.e. Salah and Trent futures and contracts. Let's talk a little bit about Cunha and potential replacements, because that's going to be a topical one for Fantasy Premier League. Cunha went off at half-time. And something wasn't quite right, because at half-time when he went off with a hamstring injury and he was pictured on the bench with ice on his hammy, right, clearly injured, he only clocked, I monitor BPS, right, during games because I'm that into the bonus point system. Cunha is one of the best, if not the best, bonus points monster in the game. When he just clocks an assist, even in a 2-2 draw, he's almost guaranteeing 3 bonus because he does it with all the dribbles, the take-ons, the key passes, all of that stuff. Against Spurs, his BPS at half-time was 3. He literally had done nothing. And I was like, something's not quite right because they had a bit of possession. So clearly he was injured for a lot of that half, and then at half time it was like, no, I'm not going to push it. And with a hamstring, you got to be careful. Regardless, I would be looking to sell. 1, we don't know if he's going to be fit. 2, even if he is fit, he's about to go on a ridiculously difficult run of fixtures. And 3, most importantly, he will be banned, I think, definitely by game week 21, if not by game week 20 is Monday the 6th. And it's an evening kickoff. The ban could come in by then. Don't know. But by 21, there's almost 10 days between it, right? It's Wednesday the 15th, game week 21 of January. Almost certainly he's going to be banned by then. And the fixture run is Forest, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Fulham. It's a great run. It's a really difficult run.
Yeah.
If you don't own Isak, you have to make that swap and find the money to make it happen. Cunha to Isak is my transfer this week. It requires 2 moves because I need to find money from somewhere. And I'm happy with that. But Cunha's going.
Really? But so you're happy with Nico Jackson as your other one still?
Yeah, I think so. The fixtures are just there. Even if Nico blanks tonight, he's got Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves in the next 3 after tonight. And to get the money from Cunha to Isak, I think I'm going to be downgrading João Pedro to a fodder. You can get Stewart at Southampton for 4.4 million. I'm just going to have a dead spot.
Yeah.
I think I'm up for a dead spot because I'm not looking to bench boost anytime soon. I'll wildcard before I bench boost. And I've always got a good bench anyway. Like, having a dead spot is fine if it enables Isak.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I've got Isak. Obviously, the Man United Newcastle game starts at 8 o'clock in the UK. Rashford in the squad. How much time he sees, we'll have to wait to see. I mean, if he plays, there's potential. That's his last game for Man United at Old Trafford. So there's always that, and it'll be interesting to see if Rashford does play today, like how the crowd react. You would expect they'll be like supportive of him, like they've tried their best. You know, he's obviously Manchester born and bred. But which way will this go now? Does Rashford like play with the point to prove, or does he just play like it's done?
Do you reckon he starts?
I'd be surprised if he starts, but there are a few Man United accounts that are kind of ITK ones suggesting so.
Wow. Okay.
So,
continues in 10 minutes, by the way, for not United. That'll be in 25 minutes, but 10 minutes for Chelsea and Villa. A lot are saying they don't think Nico Jackson starts. This is his last game to pick up. If he picks up a yellow card tonight, he misses a game. If he doesn't pick up a yellow card tonight, the threshold moves to 10 yellows by game week 32. So he's probably going to be fine.
So Nkunku's a start.
I think he starts still. I think Chelsea need him. Like they've scored 1 goal in the last 2 games. He's their leading number 9. We lost points in those 2 games to Everton and Fulham. Needs to put it right.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised to see him drop Jackson, who's been a favourite under Maresca.
He has been, yeah. But again, like I say about Rashford and people suggesting he is starting, there's a lot of accounts suggesting that Nico Jackson isn't starting for Chelsea tonight and that Nkunku is. So we'll see. I mean, it's Ipswich away. I mean, it's an interesting game too because Chelsea like Liam Delap, who's obviously going to be up front for Ipswich in this game. That is something to look out for in January. I personally don't think it'll happen, but there is definitely some eyes on him. Michael says, thoughts on Eze? Oh, I messed up because Big Man told me to take a -4 this week, get Eze into my midfield and get Alisson in goal. And I'd taken a -4 the week before and I thought, nah, I'm just going to do a straight like for like, just get Henderson in goal and just stick with my midfield. Obviously, now I wish I'd done it because Alisson got a clean sheet and Eze got points. So Big Man was right again, but I didn't do it. I
told you that too. My term was the hit will pay off over the 5 game weeks, and it's paid off over 1.
It's paid off over 1, yeah. So I do regret that, but I just don't fancy Eze as a pick. I don't know. I just don't trust him. I think it's because I've been burned by him so many times. He's one of those players that I've picked and I've just missed his points. So it's probably a bit of that.
Ismaila Sarr had the better numbers, to be fair, and a lot went Sarr over Eze. I know Big Man went Eze, but the vast majority of content creators went Sarr. And Sarr, he had the numbers. Over 1 XPI.
Well, I also decided, like, had Ahmed on my bench to come in, had Mbeumo. Obviously, both of those playing. Ahmed's up against Newcastle at home, and Burmo's got Arsenal at home. But I was like, I can see both of those getting a return potentially. So I have to wait and see whether that ends up paying off. But even over those 5 weeks, Eze versus those two, I think it's much of a muchness. Mark says, I'm with you, Dean. CH went Pickford and Sarr. Carl says, I got Eze, Sarr, and Munoz. Nice one. Torben says, is Gakpo a good buy?
I think so. He started 7 of the last 8 on the left-hand side for Liverpool in the Premier League.
What happens now that Jota is going to obviously come back and start? Is it because Diaz has done well, to be fair?
Mate, I think Diaz has done so well that I'm not even sure Jota comes and starts too many games straight away. Like, I think you're right, the easing in, but also Diaz in the 9 role, drifting left and sort of alt switching with Gakpo has worked so well for them. If it ain't broke, I don't know. I did think Jota's first choice, and I think he probably starts 50%, but I don't see him coming in and starting 80, 90% of games when fit.
Yeah.
And I think a key part of that is Gakpo.
Yeah. I don't know which way to go on it at the moment. The thing is with Jota, he can come on and score, can't he? So I still don't think it's a bad pick to start getting Jota into your team because he's going to be a differential. Liverpool are the best team in the league, the best attack in the league. The only ones really that are reliable in the league. So having Jota, I think, is worth it, even if he's not starting. Insane Wave has an insane take. Thoughts on triple captain Salah versus Man United?
I'm loving these questions, by the way. The questions that are appealing to the masses. We're not answering, shall I sell X and Y for A and B? I get the Salah one. I look, it's not for me, but
it's not bad.
It's a good fixture. It's at home.
It's fine, isn't it? Like, it's trusted, it's tried and tested.
It's an easier fixture than West Ham away, and look how many chances he had there.
I
Salah had a
mean,
higher XG against West Ham than Man City clocked against Leicester.
he should have had a goal and assist in the first 5-10 minutes, whatever
Yeah.
it was. Like,
Mate, on another day, that's 4 or 5 returns. And
it could easily have been.
And he's got 7 days between fixtures, so he's getting a nice little rest now. I think that Man United game could be ugly.
Yeah, and obviously the thing is with Salah is everyone's now going to captain him. He's 68% owned, which is, I mean, what is the active game audience? Like, how many? They say 68%, but obviously it's not going to be 100% because loads of the accounts aren't active anymore.
30% will be dead teams. Honestly,
everyone's got Salah.
If we were to do a poll now for just our chasers, I'd be surprised if there's more than 5 of the 335 watching that don't own Salah.
Yeah.
He's that owned to the point where every week he's got so many people captaining him that you don't really benefit from any rank increase. His effective ownership is close to 200. It was this weekend. And with that, you're only benefiting if you triple captain him because people are. There's a lot of triple captains against West Ham. So yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting. Guys, we will give away 5 memberships tonight because we want to. But to do that, you've got to be subscribed to Chasing Green Arrows. Unless you are liked the channel and you're subscribed to the channel, you cannot win a membership. And we will be dropping those memberships. We'll give you a minute or two warning, but we'll give those memberships away. Maybe when we got 334 watching. Should we set ourselves a target, Dean? Should we say when we get to 400, we'll give away memberships?
Yeah, let's see if we can get to 400. I mean, that's a bit harsh on the audience that's here because it's got nothing to do with them as to whether another 70 jump in. But we'll use that as the trigger and hope that we can get there. And if we're not getting towards that point in like 15 minutes, then we'll see what we can do. But yeah, we'll wait a minute and see. But there will be 5 free memberships, I'm sure, by the end of today as an end of year gift from us to you guys. Remember, you can buy membership too. You can join. We've got 2 tiers. I suggest you join the top one so you can come into the WhatsApp chat with me and the rest of the guys. But there's the other one where you just support us and you get a couple of extra videos, in a usual week. We didn't do any videos this week, did we? Because it's been all over the place. So apologies if you're waiting to see extra videos in there this week. It's just been a strange week with the timing of Christmas and the fixtures. But as soon as we get into the new year, you'll be getting loads more content. Matthew says, great show. I have Alisson, Trent and Salah as my triple up. Very nice indeed. Ooh. Sam says, are we getting Forest assets now? Wooden a defender, Nico Williams. I've got Aina. I mean, it paid off for me this week.
Mate, not even now. Sam and Lee, it's a good question. Why are we waiting till now?
Yeah.
I'd like to think some of you would have followed my strong advice, which was game week 1. And then again, when I wildcarded in game week 6, I've banged this drum so hard all season. They are a top tier defense because Nuno, when he's at the right club with the right personnel, will always keep clean sheets. For clean sheets, you back certain managers, and he's perfect at it. They won't score loads of goals, but they'll win a lot of games 1 and 2-0. And they have kept, I think it's 8 clean sheets now. I think that's top with Liverpool. No one's kept more clean sheets than Forest. And the difference between Forest and Liverpool is the Forest defenders are cheap. Whether it's a defender, I've not actually owned a Forest defender. I've owned Sells, and it's been great. But I've been benching Sells, to be fair. I've had 3 clean sheets on the bounce, and only one of those has been in my team. I was starting Fabianski for better fixtures, but they're incredible. And I think Milenkovic and Aina are actually both better than Sells in terms of assets. I like that Forest defense very much. If you're making defensive moves, I know there's a lot of bandwagons towards Munoz and Anthony Robinson, and there was for Ait-Nouri. They've been the Lewis Hall. Maybe they're a little bit sexier, but they don't get the same clean sheets that Forest defense get. Even in tough fixtures, Forest went to Anfield and kept a clean sheet. They can keep clean sheets against anyone. I like Forest very much.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, none of us saw this coming that they'd be second in the league.
No, I didn't see the goal. I didn't see the winning games. I
think that's why I've kind of not gone too deep on them too early, is because I'm like, I just don't trust it until you see it. That's why you always want to go back to those assets that you've seen season after season. But this isn't the season for that. All that logic that we've built in past seasons is out the window this season. This is an FPL season, unlike, I think, anything we've seen apart from COVID. So it's back to those days, and you can pick more random players.
Oh my God, Jackson's benched.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, mate. I've just seen the team. Oh,
Yeah.
for God's sake!
So the leaks were true. Jackson benched for Chelsea. Maybe it'll come
Mate,
on.
it's a lot of rotation.
Is it?
Jorgensen in goal, like
Really?
Tosin and Colwill at centre, Disassi at right back. Cucurella starts. The wingers are different. It's Madueke and João Felix. It's not Sancho and Pedro Neto. Reece James
This is risky. That's
It's
quite
proper
risky.
Ipswich are no mugs at home. Like,
I mean, they're not great, but but I kind of wish I still had Liam Delap now, because I quite fancy him to score against that defence. Jorgensen's not bad, to be fair. But that's interesting about João Felix. Is that his first start in
maybe
the league? Maybe. But I spoke to someone this morning about João Felix, because obviously there's been some potential for him to go in Jan because of the lack of minutes, and he hasn't been very happy about it. But I can tell you that João Felix is staying at Chelsea for this season. So interesting that he is starting today. I don't like the look of that Chelsea team at all.
It's the Europa League team. That's the team on Thursday nights which has been blowing teams away, but they've been terrible. They've been much worse teams than Ipswich on Thursday nights.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really tough to read that in terms of what you're going to get. But Ipswich, you'll see in that lineup, and suddenly you're going to have a pick-me-up, I think. I think you'll be like, got hope of that.
Does Enzo start? I've gone off the screen, but...
I have to. Let me see if I can grab it
Please
up.
tell me Enzo starting. Christ.
Let's have a quick look. Sorry, people.
Rodgers and Watkins start for Villa. I've got the Villa team. Dean at left back, McGinn starts. Yeah, okay. It's as you'd expect from
playing,
Villa.
Yeah. Enzo is playing, yeah.
Thank God for that.
Enzo is playing. Cole Palmer is in there too, people. Don't worry. It hasn't been rotated that far. We've all still got our Cole Palmer.
Well, he's kept Palmer, Colwill and Enzo. That's kind of been the core of late. And I'm guessing Caicedo starts. So I'm guessing it's those four.
Yeah. Reece James is back on the bench.
Mate, I've just tweeted that. That's
unexpected.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was happening. I did not know he was that close.
I don't think he should be. I think it's probably best not getting him on that pitch for now.
On a cold night as well, mate.
Maybe he's there to make him feel part of it. We'll see whether he actually warms up. But yeah, there we go. Nosy, Jackson is not playing. Your decision to bench him has paid off. We'll keep more team news coming as we get it. Man United team news and Newcastle team news should be out in the next 15 minutes or so. Rumours that Rashford is going to play for Man United tonight. So we'll see whether that comes true. I know none of us have him, but still quite interesting.
It's a good story, isn't it?
It's a good
we should talk a little bit about Rashford in terms of where he could end up. I'm just going to give you the Brighton team news, and then Dean, I'm going to just give your take on Rashford and where potential suitors. But João Pedro starts. That's of interest in FPL to many. Verbruggen starts. He's gone for a dinger on the right. He's not had many starts, and there's no Matoma in the 11. So
British says he's benched. Yeah,
Matoma's benched. So's Veltman, and so's O'Reilly, and those three have been sort of mainstays in that 11.
Mate, we talked about this briefly the other team or before the Boxing Day games. We're trying to pick teams, but this happened a couple of weeks ago when teams had to play 3 matches in a short space of time, and there was loads of rotation. Right? We're all forgetting that these players are exhausted, and they're getting no time to work on new stuff. They're having to use every minute they can at the moment for recovery, and they're having to dig deep into their squads. So these aren't really, even Nicholas Jackson, they're probably not even being dropped. Like people are just really using their squads at the moment. And I think that genuinely this season is showing up how exhausted footballers are. So I think the 3 games in 10-day thing is really getting to people at the moment. So I would bear that in mind when we're looking at all the lineups from now. And maybe that's why Rashford is back in the thinking for Man United today. We will wait and see whether that's confirmed. Let's see what else we've got coming out of here right now.
Newcastle and Man United lineup's going to be interesting in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned for that. We'll bring it to you first.
Yeah, absolutely. That game kicks off 15 minutes later than those other ones. So there we go.
João Pedro's a big one. There was a lot of João Pedro owners getting a bit squeaky bum over that because he's not been playing well. But they've just short of options, aren't they? Like there's no Welbeck. Ferguson's not getting a look in, and they need a number 9. And I don't think João Pedro is necessarily the answer, but I'm a bit nervous tonight. I've got João Pedro on my bench, and Villa can be vulnerable. Like, Villa have shown us to have a really weak defence. I think they've kept 2 clean sheets all season.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely is. Chelsea have got Anselmino with them, I think, today. Is that right? Let me just say this a second, because this is a player that is going to be interesting going forward. Anselmino. Aaron Anselmino returns to Chelsea as he will join Enzo Maresca's squad with immediate effect, which is interesting. They signed this player not too long ago. He's young, but he'd been looked at by Man United and a couple of others. The fact that he is returning to Chelsea makes me wonder if they're going to try and play him rather than go and buy a centre-back, or at least consider it. He's Argentinian, he's a centre-back. And he's coming back into Cobham for training this week. I'd missed this morning when I got up, but that is actually really interesting, and they will probably be having a look at him. So I'm just reading a text from someone actually. Yeah, he said, have you seen this about Anselmino? It's true. Chelsea are going to have a good look at him over the next couple of weeks with scope to get him in as one of their centre-back options for the season. So I do actually think in the transfer window, Chelsea have been looking at options for centre-backs. They like Zabani at Bournemouth and stuff like that, but I think they're struggling to find someone that actually comes in, and they might have to wait until the summer. So that's something to look out for. We got a super chat in from Maliki, top man. Thank you very much. He says, just in from work, why did I listen to G telling me to captain Foden?
Maliki, that's not true. Maliki's in my WhatsApp group, and he's been saying all week that he was going to captain Foden. And I did say do it, but I didn't say I'm going to do it. I said I thought about Foden, but I'm likely to go Salah. Was my narrative.
How did you think he played?
So bad. I think I was so bad. I thought it was so bad.
Was poor. I mean, he came off holding his stomach.
Yeah, and Pep didn't shake his hand. There was no even looking there.
There's a couple of rumours around at the moment about Foden. One is that he's got he had a stomachache for this game, and he actually wasn't feeling well. But there's this other thing about he's moved house, and apparently he's moved further away, and he's spending a lot more time traveling and things. There's all sorts of rumours basically around the reasonings for why he's been out. Obviously there's the mental fatigue from not being accepted as footballer of the year, being a scapegoat at the for England in the summer. Obviously starting the season out of the team, but yeah, there's lots of things going on in the background for Phil Foden. And you thought you'd seen some positives going into this game week. And look, you got an assist, so at least you got something out of it. So it wasn't the end of the world. But I'm just
got an assist that I felt like I was owed from the game before, where he was really good and got nothing. So I feel like I'm about par. But I'm open to selling him after West Ham. I'll give him the West Ham at home game, because City at home still against weaker opposition, I think will do all right, and they'll have a lot of the ball. But after that, it's 2 away games. I think Brentford might be one of them. I'm happy to sell him.
Yeah.
De Bruyne back isn't good for him either. And clearly, De Bruyne is going to get more starts now.
True. G, do you spend 24 hours a day making YouTube videos? Niall wants to know.
Niall, you probably watched my video this morning at 9:30 where I did a 1-hour debrief stream. Off the back of that, which you've not seen, I've pre-recorded another 2 videos, which will be out tonight and tomorrow. So, yeah, I have pretty much today. This is my 4th video. And I've had a pretty much whole day with the family. So, yeah, I do spend a ton of time. Fortunately, I'm able to count on a very good editor. So I don't edit my own videos. And that is the bit that takes the huge amount of time. We don't have that problem on Chasing Green Arrows because we do them live. But when you look at content creators and churning out vids, they probably spend an hour researching, or half an hour researching, an hour recording, or half an hour recording, and then 4 hours editing. I'm
going to say, do you think most content creators in FPL edit their own, or do you think they get other people to do them?
I only know one that has an editor other than me.
Oh, really?
They all edit them themselves. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's a lot of them are skilled editors before content creators, like FPL May and FPL Focal. Both of those guys have experience and backgrounds. Their day jobs were
handy.
Graphic design and editing. That's how they got into it. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've
So no,
always
a lot
wondered
of them, they all do it themselves pretty much.
I'm not
Because
sure what the best skill is. Like, what is it? Like the skill of editing and creating the graphics potentially is a more valuable skill actually than that doing the videos.
Mate, anyone can, bluff in front of a camera and pretend they
Look
know
at
what
us.
they're talking about in FPL. But the editing stuff, the proofs in the pudding, that's the bit I can't even go anywhere near. It'd take me days to edit videos and they wouldn't look very good. So
that's what I've always thought. People are like, why do you do your own YouTube videos? Like, well, I can do the video. I just know that the rest of the stuff wouldn't be that good.
Yeah.
So
devalue your brand, mate, with your Microsoft PowerPoint, graphics.
Right.
That's how I thought of myself. I was like, it's going to look rubbish.
Exactly. You need help if you're going to do it. Maybe I'll get there eventually. Maybe I'll figure it out.
Yeah, mate, my model was just I'm quite transparent about this. I just kind of went like, let's find going 50-50 with someone on like a YouTube thing, and they're responsible for all the editing, all the thumbnails, all the graphics, and I just have to press record. Just works.
That's good to me.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, Gianni admits he's not IT proficient. It's right. I'm still streaming on a 13-inch MacBook. I've got a monitor. It's on the pool table behind me. It got delivered weeks ago, and it's still not been set up because I'm useless. We've reached 400 people watching live, Dean.
Hey.
I reckon in the next 2-3 minutes, if we get 10 people hit that subscribe button, we'll give people a warning to those 5 memberships. So to win a membership, you've got to hit subscribe now. And at some point, we'll be giving away memberships. So we'll give you a 60-second warning when we do that. But to win, you've got to be subscribed.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's hope that some of our loyals get rewarded at the end of the year. Thanks everyone that's watched throughout this year. We do appreciate you all being here every single. We've got such a loyal following, haven't we, G? Like some of these people have been in like from years now.
And
we
with us tonight.
Absolutely,
Paul, man. Gary, British 87. So good to see you guys. Like genuinely, thank you.
Paul's talking to you here, mate. He says FPL content creators that have editors must be making a fortune.
No, those that have editors make 50% less, and probably aren't in it purely for financial reward. Because if they were, they'd probably learn how to edit themselves, or just don't have the time.
The time is the massive thing that I've always considered too. It's like it's hard enough just having any sort of job when you've got kids and families and stuff. So to make and create your, to edit the content, I honestly don't know when I do that. Well, I do. It'd be the middle of the night.
It's a young man's game. I often think with YouTube, like a young man or woman's game, like to get into it and do all your own content. Because if you've got a family and kids and other commitments, I don't know how you find the hours because it is all the post-production work.
I have no idea, mate.
You and I are over the hill, so hence we don't do it.
So old. Wazza says, thanks to you two and Big Man. Brilliant little community. Yeah, Wazza is a big part of our community. Wazza actually is stuck with Haaland. He still has Haaland, and he was very much celebrating that goal that he's just scored. So that is interesting. Do you see Pep's comments about Haaland having a baby?
No.
Yeah, he reckons he's just become a dad.
Okay.
He kind of broke the news in just like a normal question. They kind of asked about Haaland.
Would Haaland not want to put that on like his own Instagram channel or something?
It was very weird. And like, I don't know how much pickup it's had today because I haven't looked. I just saw it last night. But Pep was like, yeah, he's tired, not his schedule. But he said something like he's just become a dad. It was like, what?
He's not even giving it the old baby celebration.
He's not giving anything. All he's doing is like swearing at everyone when he scores. Like I'm not getting role model vibes here. But according to Pep, Haaland's a dad.
We got 2 minutes till Man United team news is out. 2 minutes. So shall we say before that we can have 2 minutes of complete 60 seconds of complete spamming the chat because in the next 60 seconds we will give away 5 memberships. But you have to be subscribed to win, and it will go to people randomly in the chat. So if you want to boost our algorithm by going mental in the chat for a minute,
tell us where you're from, tell us who you support, tell us anything you want like that. Just go for it. Just keep those comments coming in, and it gives you a chance to win one of those memberships. And we are going to be doing more videos on this membership page, as well as obviously offering the chance to get involved in that WhatsApp chat. And if you don't win a membership, don't forget you can buy one for an absolute bargain price. So don't forget about that if you do feel disappointed. Guys, who do you think will have the biggest jump in FPL price for next season? What is the biggest price you've? What is the?
I mean, it's going to be Salah's going to. If Salah has guys, we've still got about 30, 40 seconds.
Keep going.
Spamming, get it in. And guys, you have to be subscribed. So you've got to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, you do have to be subscribed.
I would say if Salah's record is 303 points, he's already on 200. He's going to smash it. Salah's going to go up to Haaland levels of 15 plus million. So I think it'll be Salah. And Salah started at 12.5. So that's a huge increase.
Yeah.
Guys, we probably got about 20, 30 seconds. So it's going to go to 5 people randomly in the chat. Even the long-time lurkers are coming out. I'm seeing long-time lurker comments.
I'm loving this. There's so many different names suddenly popping into the chat. And I'm loving how fast it's moving. I had no idea how we would ever keep up with it if it was always this busy. Jonathan says, come straight from listening to Ranks FC postbox to Chasing Green. Oh, you legend. Thank you very much. And all of you should do that too. When you get a chance, go and subscribe to Ranks FC, or even come and join the Ranks FC Patreon, where I can give you loads more football content throughout the week that isn't FPL related, but gives you a deeper insight into European football. Joe can hear Arsenal's stadium from his living room. I used to be able to do that too, because I used to live on the Caledonian Road. So,
Joe, wow, did you?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I've got the United team. No, Rashford is benched with Garnacho. He's gone for Ahmad and Xerxes and Højlund. So you were right, Dean. You said Xerxes might play off Højlund in a 2. Yeah. And, those memberships have been gifted. Congratulations to Geddy. Yes, and Colm.
Colm got one.
And
Malachi's got one. Yes.
And a super chat. That's your reward there, Malachi. And Ellie as well.
And FPL Mackham. That is a good bunch.
Mackham. We love Mackham.
That is great. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Oh, I'm really pleased about that. Thanks to all of you who were commenting just then, by the way. That was great. And if you didn't get one, we do give them away every single month here on Chasing Green Arrows. But you can also say you can just buy one.
Dean, we got another 5 to give away by the end of the show.
No way.
Just had a message. So in 10 minutes, we'll do it again.
There we go.
Jamie says that wasn't random at all because we know who the winners. We know the winners. Well, we know the winners because we know most of you so well because you watch every week. So that's the community we've built. It is completely random.
We are just recognizing these names from here. We don't know any of you guys like in person. Well, maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, we'll get through that again. And maybe we'll get some randomers this time. Maybe we'll get a couple more randomers win. I have absolutely I have no idea how these are decided, and it's definitely nothing to do with me. So.
No, it's literally 5 people in the chat. It goes to 5 people in the chat. Oh, Az is in the chat. Az Phillips is in the chat from Black Box. Is that the Az Phillips? Az is obviously good mate of mine, one half of FPL Black Box. Az never watches Chasing Green Arrows, so that's nice.
Hey, welcome aboard. Just wanted a free membership. Malachi says, look forward to Dean's dog walking videos. Mate, I haven't got a dog. I'm not getting a dog in the near future. I've got 2 kids. They're hard. We nearly ended up with a dog actually about 3 weeks ago when we were walking past a puppy rescue, and there were these 5 they were so cute, and the guy literally put one into my wife's arms.
Oh my God.
The kids were around it.
How did you manage to peel her away?
Oh, even I was like, we going home with a dog? Like, we don't have any plans for this, and the house is not ready for this. And we're like, let us go away and think about it. We can't just get a dog on the spur of the moment. And we didn't get one. But it won't surprise. Living in California, it is. If you're going to have a dog, I mean, if there's a place to go for a dog walk, it's here because it's always nice.
And mate, fair play. If you do get one, back to the rescue because there's so many unwanted dogs out there.
Mate, 100%. This rescue in Mission Beach is unbelievable. Like, the dogs are so cute. They get them already. And obviously you get the backstories too. Paul says, don't get a dog. It's like having another kid. Well, I won't because I don't want another kid. CH says, Dean doesn't need dogs. He has rats instead. Well, he could catch the rats. That is one reason.
Terrier.
Get a dog or a cat because I have had a rat and a mouse in this house. But I'm pleased to say that the last visit from the pest control seems to have cured all my problems. I haven't seen anything, touch wood, for a long time now. So I'm feeling very safe in my San Diego home. Says Barco back to save my season.
Brighton fan who started the season with Barco, told everyone to buy Barco. We all got done by it. Not just as, I told everyone to buy Barco. He looked great pre-season. The manager was speaking him up. But yeah, it looks like he couldn't get any minutes at Seville. So So he's back.
Yeah, that is interesting.
He's not getting in ahead of a Stupinan, is he?
He was such a big narrative, wasn't he? As we started going, Fatal says chasing black box. Yeah, that's exactly. It's the link up we didn't know that was coming today. But yeah, very good. We will be.
I bet you don't listen or watch Black Box, do you? It's probably a bit too long for you.
No, I have seen it. Obviously.
It's proper geeky.
I've obviously tuned into stuff just to see what other people are doing, but
it's the best. It's the best FPL pod out there for me, but only if you're really like okay with it being just a pure nerd fest.
Oh yeah. I tend to more just watch ones where people are like, here's my 5 top picks for this week. Here's some captain options. I think like Harry FPL, stuff like that. I'm just like, I'll just quickly flick through his video in 2 minutes and see what he's suggesting, just to get an idea of, there's a couple of others that are like Holly's channel and stuff like that. I'll quickly flick through. But big shout out to Black Box for joining us in here today. Martin says, Newcastle supporter for 30 years. Sorry, I live in Worthing. Mate, do you go to the games? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, it's a long old schlep. Mackham, cheers, guys. Earphones ran out charge, so just caught up. Thanks for the membership. Third free membership of the week.
Jesus. What are you doing? Did you win one this morning with me? Maybe. I gave away a few this morning, I think. Because it's the end of the month. Like, you have YouTube give you 10 a month to give away for free. Yeah. So you get to the 30th and go, oh my God, I've still got 5 to give. Like, it costs you nothing. You may as well give them out.
It's quite cool to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a new thing. So we didn't realise at Chasing Green Arrows, we're not giving any out in December. Hence, we're going to do another 5 before the end of the show. So let's give our predictions for tonight, shall we? Let's do Man United Newcastle. That's the one everyone wants to talk about. Does Isak continue his scoring run? We'll do a poll, guys. How many returns does Isak get tonight? 1, 2, or 3 plus? Sorry, 0, 1, 2, or 3 plus. I'm guessing. I'm going to say he only gets 1 return. I don't see Newcastle banging loads of goals. I think it's going to be either a score draw, 1-1, or a 2-1 Newcastle win.
I think I'll go for a draw, 2-2. I'm going to go for a 2-2 in that United-Newcastle game. I don't really trust either of those teams. And it could be an entertaining game. So I do look forward to it. I'm not sure how much of it I'll be able to see because we've got afternoon plans and it kicks off midday here. So I'll do my best, but I'll always catch up when I get home anyway. You can vote now how many returns for Isak against Man United today. I'm going to be optimistic and say 2 because I've got him in my team. But that would be unbelievable if it actually happened.
Mate, as is in the chat, obviously. As, if you're still there, let us know. Did you sell Jackson to Isak? Because I heard you mention that might be something you do. I, for a mini second, considered that same move. I still have Jackson, who's benched, and I don't own Isak. I am buying Isak this week, Game Week 20. That was always the plan. But now I'm really wishing I made that move a week early. Because if Jackson being benched, I think Jackson comes on. He's on 4 yellows. If they're cruising, does he still come on? I think he does. I think you
can't play a whole game, can he? Unless he brings on Gui or whatever, like he might.
Yeah, you can play 30 minutes and not pick up a yellow, and not lose your head. He's done it for the last 5 game weeks. I think Jackson comes on.
Absolutely. We might have another mad stream of comments in a minute because we have got these 5 more memberships to give away and there's less than 10 minutes of the show to go. Don't forget, we've got loads more football to come today. So we're doing this show in between fixtures, which is rare, but it's the end of the year. So we are going with the flow.
I guess we couldn't do it tomorrow night. Although I got reminded this morning by FPL Mackham, actually. Apparently FPL Mackham only ever started watching me because he saw my New Year's Eve stream last year. I must have done a live New Year's Eve.
You had a baby, so you had nothing else to do.
Oh, that was it. I was like, I know I'm not the most sociable, but I surely would have seen a mate.
You had an actual baby, yeah.
But it was the baby. So yeah, I did. I think I did the stream. So yeah, I'm glad I did that for Mackham coming on board. And Jamie has just become a premium chaser.
Yes, Jamie. Love to see that. I love to see that. We'll be seeing you very soon. Thanks for signing up. Really appreciate it.
What's that group?
I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie. But yeah, the good thing about America in terms, especially California, in terms of New Year, is that obviously I'm 3 hours behind New York. So the kids at 9 p.m. think they've stayed up till midnight because they can, on the news, there'll just be fireworks.
That's amazing.
That's great. I'm going to bed at like 10 past 9 and I've seen in the new year. Happy days.
So good. I like that very much. Here you go, kids. Look, it's in America. It's the same thing. Okay, guys, we want to answer some questions. Do get it in. Oh, elite tier is WhatsApp, apparently. Okay, there we go. As sold Jackson, Janny, says Nikolai. Did he go to Isak then? Maybe he's gone, but yeah, let us know. Jamie says it's not the WhatsApp group. I'm not that rich, lads. Sorry, but Jamie, you will get the extra content. Dean and I both do videos on a weekly basis, which is
members. And we want to be more. We want more input actually as to what you guys want to see in the members section on the videos. So, Jamie, if you want to shout about anything you want to see in the next week from me or G, then yeah, let us know, and
keep it clean.
We will do that. It's very PG videos.
It's not anything. I wanted to ask you about Rashford. Like those wage demands. No one wants to give him that sort of money, do they? So PSG's been the rumor, but I mean, it's a lot of money for a very average player.
Yeah, who's going to pay that? Who's going to pay it? I just don't see.
It's mental.
I don't think
how have United got themselves in this situation where you can.
I just don't see that anyone's going to want him apart from a loan, because you just don't know what the baggage is at this stage emotionally with what's going on. So I think that's one of the big problems that United got from moving Rashford on. They need to put him in the shop window, though, to see what he can do. They've got to give him some minutes. That's the really difficult thing about when you get to January, is that if you want to get rid of players, you've got to play Anthony, you've got to play Rashford, because you want them gone. Leo says, Dean, they're showing the Man United game at Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, we are going to Chuck E. Cheese later, and Leo's going to be there. They're family friends, and Leo's friends with my kids, and we're going to Chuck E. Cheese later on. Don't think we're going at 12 o'clock, though, Leo. I think we're going somewhere else first. So we'll see where we can catch the Man United game on our way. We might stop at a bar. What else have we got here? Barcelona on a loan, says Michael. Yeah, even they can't take a loan, don't think. Rashford off to Saudi. It's one of the few places that could afford him, but I don't think even they really that desperate for him at the moment. And would he
I don't know if Rashford would have any appetite for that at 28. I don't know. I know 28-year-olds have gone, but Rashford has surely some aspirations still to play for England. And
I don't know, mate. I do wonder what his ambition is at this stage and what he wants financially as well. Obviously, that's going to be interesting. Dean, how do you rate In-N-Out? Trino, I love In-N-Out burger, and I am actually going there for dinner later on today. So we are on there tonight in In-N-Out. Haven't been for a few weeks now. I've only been a few times since we moved here, but I'm starting to get the bug for In-N-Out, and so we are actually going to In-N-Out today. Danny says no alcohol and partying in Saudi. Don't think.
Nip over to Dubai. It's not far.
Yeah, I don't think that they're
he goes over to Ireland from England.
Yeah, Rashford should probably not be focusing on either of those things at the moment anyway, so that should be fine. Rashi to USA, can come and play for San Diego FC if he wants. Best forwards outside of Isak, says Lewis.
None. No, just go spend your money in the field. I would have said Jackson until tonight. Jackson's. Keep your eye on Watkins. Like, he's got a couple of good home fixtures with Duran injured. If Watkins bangs tonight, there could be interest there. So yeah, I think that's fair. Guys, we are going to give away 5 other memberships. So there's 382 of you. Get spamming the chat because we've got 5 memberships to give out. But the catch is, and there is a catch, you don't win a membership unless you're subscribed. And you don't win a membership unless you have a comment in the chat. So spam the chat in 60 seconds. It could be in 5 seconds or it could be in 59 seconds. But in the next 60 seconds, we will be hitting that button. So 60 seconds worth of spamming, or maybe even less. And 5 of you will win a channel membership randomly.
Yeah, absolutely. Give yourselves a chance. As I say, you can also start.
I'm reading that.
It's fun, isn't it? It's fun. Someone said earlier, this is what Mark Goldbridge's channel must look like. Yeah, we are the new Goldbridge. There you go.
I mean, imagine having that as your constant goal. That must be mental.
Well, it's good news. If that's happening on a regular basis, then it's certainly good news. So I don't think.
Yeah, but you can't engage with it. Our beauty and our charm is that we get to know our chasers. We get to engage with them. If your chat's like that, you're never going to build relationships. But I mean, you're making a ton of money, so you don't care. But
yeah, I think that's probably how they would look at that.
What are you saying, Dean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking at the prices actually for the membership. If you do want to join, I've only got it in dollars, but to become a Premier Chaser, where you get the extra video content, is $2.99, and to join our WhatsApp is $6.99 a month. Also, don't forget,
bargain.
with that, you are supporting the channel. We do provide a lot of content that we want to continue to put out. Obviously, we speak to you guys for free all the time. But if you do want to support us, then that is the way to go. Right. Chasing Green Arrows gifted 5 memberships. Where are they going? Let's see.
Kevin, Paul, James. There we go.
Was that 5?
No. I must have missed 1 or 2. It's moving too quick. It's moving too quick.
Oh, where have they gone? Yeah, so we got Kevin. He was gifted 1. Keith got 1. Adam got 1. Paul got 1, and James got 1. There you go. They're the 5 new memberships that were handed out. They were definitely randoms. Yeah, no bias here. I can absolutely promise you. So well done, guys. Congratulations on getting your free memberships to Chasing
Poor
Green
Keith's
Arrows.
watching this going, Dean just called me a random.
I meant random as in who's been selected, because they're not people that have been chatting like constantly throughout
we hear
chat.
you. We hear you. I'm throwing you under the bus. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's fun. Guys, that was so much fun tonight. Thank you so much. So question for Dean, says FPL fella. Shall I cancel my Gianni Battici membership and become a chaser instead?
I can't encourage that. G needs to have some members.
It's brutal.
No, you can you stick with it.
There's more than enough for both of us, guys. You should really be supporting both, mate, to be fair. But yeah, we must stress, like, Dean and I are the faces of this channel, along with Big Man Backer. But it's not our channel, but it's a channel we love and feel part of and want to keep going. So your support really does help the channel survive. So genuinely, thank you, guys. And you're not
Jamie's
just
upgraded. Jamie's upgraded.
Oh, he's become WhatsApp. That's mental.
Hey, well done, Jamie. I'm going to make sure that you get loads of love. And as soon as you land, make sure that you look out in your inbox for a message from our producer, who will need your phone number, obviously, to stick you in there. But you'll be in there very soon. And I promise you're going to love it. There's a great bunch in there. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Absolutely. Terry says, please answer. Play 3 of Jackson, VVD, Sarr, and Rogers. Wow.
Well, I think Jackson, I would start, because unless Nkuku bangs a hat-trick tonight, Jackson's going to come in and start. Rogers got a good home game. I'd probably, I don't know. Wait until the game week's over. It's too hard to mention that. Make sure, Jamie, you DM us on Instagram your number, because we need that for the WhatsApp group, which Dean is in and really active in. So yeah, welcome to the team, guys. And guys, thank you for your support. Like we mentioned, we kind of joke a bit, like, in terms of supporting us financially, and we don't expect that, of course. No. But we do love the fact you support by just coming up every week, by adding 100%, to the chat,
yeah, no, thank you so much.
The agenda, hitting the like button and subscribing. That's a massive way of supporting. So thank you, guys.
It is, yeah. Hopefully you're all enjoying the show and have done across this year. We are done for 2024, G. We're done for 2024. Been fun.
Our second year together?
Second full year, yeah. I think we did a few. I think we got a few months in, and now we've done our second full year. We still haven't met each other, but we're doing well, mate.
Mate, I meet you twice a week. That's all. This counts. This counts. All right, sweet. Thank you guys for the love. Nabadi, that's a lovely note to end on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you. When are we back? Is it Friday? Yeah. It's normal game week now, isn't
mate,
it?
I don't even know what day it is. I'm totally lost in this time warp.
Normal routine now, I think.
Oh, it is Monday. It's Monday the 30th today. So I don't know. Have you got a big man show to come midweek?
Right, probably Wednesday at 2, and then Friday at 2.
Yeah, something like that.
Guys, just make sure you have that notification bell set, because we do some sporadic times sometimes.
Absolutely. Jamie said I've got to create an Instagram account now. Anyway, thank you, everyone.
Mate, thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too, man. And you too, you chasers.